The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, good evening, Marshall Reddick members. This is Tanya Lorimore. I'm a real estate advisor here at the company. It's so wonderful to see all your familiar faces and a handful of new ones that are logged on tonight. This is an interactive webinar, so please feel free to write in that text box. I will be answering your questions throughout the presentation and holding a lot of the popular repeated questions for the very end. So don't be shy, write your questions in, don't wait till the end. So again, I'm Tanya Lorimore. I will be here to answer all your questions. Been with the company for about 2 years now. So what I do is work with investors like you, individuals like yourselves, and I help you analyze real estate investment properties case-by-case basis. So, I'll help you set the criteria, add to your investment collection, whether it's your first or 8th property. So looking forward to that. I know this is a very exciting topic, especially since loans are limited to the number you can get. So a lot of people are looking to buy multi-units. And one of our most popular places is San Antonio. I am looking forward to having you guys hear Kevin. If you haven't met Kevin before, we've worked with him for 8 years. His team is amazing. He has, his own brokerage with a handful of amazing agents that will be there. I'll connect you with them afterwards. But I guess I don't want to stand in his way. He's going to share everything about what his company can do for you. But again, it is interactive, so go ahead and write questions. Kevin, are you there?
I am, Tanya. Good evening.
All right, good evening. I'll let you take it away.
Well, thanks a lot for the introduction, Tanya. Good evening, everybody. For those of you, I see we have a pretty good audience here, and I see some of you guys are my current investors, and we manage quite a bit of properties for you guys, so it's glad to have you guys here this evening. Would like to start just a little introduction. Again, my name is Kevin Clark, and I'm the San Antonio rep for the Marshall Reddick Network here in San Antonio, Texas. I've been a real estate broker here in San Antonio in the state of Texas for almost about 14 years and been doing real estate. I'm 40, just turned 48 in January, and I've been investing in real estate since I was 21. I own over 65 properties here in San Antonio, so you're working with somebody that is not only a real estate broker, but also an investor. And as I talk throughout the evening, you're going to see that we have multiple services that will help you with your investment here in San Antonio. Being a real estate broker, we're a large property management company, and I'm also a licensed contractor, which will help you get your properties rented out in a timely manner. I've been here in San Antonio since actually 5th grade, so my father retired from Randolph Air Force Base back in 1978, so I've been in the military with my father as far as growing up and dealing with a lot of military families and friends throughout my life here in San Antonio. And that's a big plus, being in San Antonio with our strong military bases, Randolph Air Force Base, Fort Sam, and Lackland Air Force Base. As you can see, I also have with me this evening Jason Henderson, who has been with me for 12 years, and I also have Jonathan D'Angelo, who is also one of my licensed real estate agents, has been with me for a long time here with the network. As Tanya was saying, I've been with the network actually going on 9 years now. I love going up to California. It seems like my second home. And what's most important is that we're helping our investors with the network be able to purchase and get these investment properties rented out in a very quick, timely manner. I always like to start, as far as San Antonio, and why would you want to invest in San Antonio compared to other places? Well, first of all, some real good bullet points that I have here on the screen for you is, San Antonio, a lot of you guys don't realize that we're the 7th largest city in the United States. 3rd fastest growing large city in the nation. Population, and this is a little quiz here, population of 2.1 million in the metropolitan area. Well, this is how fast San Antonio is growing. On the next couple slides, I'm going to show you where our actual population is now over 2.3 million. I wanted to leave this on there so you can see how fast San Antonio is growing, which means as an investor, you're going to get great appreciation on the properties, but most important, these properties are going to be rented out all the time. High demand for rental properties, 3 strong military bases. Now, number one question that's always brought up to me as a real estate broker here in San Antonio is, are the military bases going to shut down? Are they going to go away? What's going to happen? Well, our military bases are extremely strong. In fact, most of our bases, they have shut down sectors throughout the United States and brought them into San Antonio. And a slide in the next slide, I'm going to show you how Fort Sam Army Base has one of the largest trauma centers in the world, and that base is not going anywhere. So as far as the question that people always ask, these military bases are going to stay here in San Antonio, and they are not going to be going anywhere. In fact, they are growing leaps and bounds. The other thing that's on one of the military bases is a small naval sector of over 2,000 naval military personnel, and that's also on the Fort Sam Army Base. San Antonio is also home to 5 Fortune 500 companies. South Texas Medical Center is the only medical research and care provider in the South Texas region. But the last bullet point is probably the most important. The most affordable city in America for those who live here and those who visit. One thing I always like sharing with all my investors that are looking in the San Antonio area is that we have a lot of people migrating into San Antonio from Chicago, California, different places, New York. And the reason is because they can sell their places there in California and New York probably $1 million, and what you're going to see here is probably more than that, and pay cash for their properties. I'll be able to show you properties here in San Antonio on 4plexes that we'll be showing tonight that are $460,000. And I know they're in California and different places in the United States, you're probably looking at about $1.5 or $2 million. But the most important thing is these properties that we have here are 100% rented out in the area, and they're also new construction. So as they're being built, we're putting renters in place almost within weeks after they're finishing up.
Absolutely,
what about the economy?
Kevin.
You know, what's going on in San Antonio compared to other places? What makes San Antonio growing so fast, and what kind of companies are here? Here's a few lists of companies. Homa Toyota Manufacturing, producing 2 different vehicles. H-E-B headquarters. This is extremely important. Those of you that don't know of H-E-B, it's like Safeway that you have, Piggly Wiggly, different grocery stores. But H-E-B is one of the largest individually owned companies in the world, owned by Charles Butt. They're not a corporation. They're not on a stock exchange. They are individually owned, and they're here. Their headquarters is right here in San Antonio. They're only in South Texas, Dallas, Houston. They're also in Mexico and out towards the Louisiana area, right in between Texas and the Louisiana border. The other thing is we have the USAA, which has a large insurance database for our military and also open up to the private sector. They have over 270 acres there in the USAA Corporation, and that is a huge company here in San Antonio. We have Tesoro, we have Valero Energy Corporation, Frost National Bank, Rackspace. Rackspace is a company which is a storage, computer software storage. If you can imagine taking a mall, shutting it down, and putting this company in it, that's exactly what they did. Right outside of San Antonio in the city of Windcrest, which is just basically you walk 2 blocks and you're in San Antonio. Rackspace is a large company that's producing quite a bit of jobs over the next 6 months. But they did take over a large mall and got a great tax break with the city of Windcrest. San Antonio is the home of the 5-time NBA World Champions. I know some of you guys are Laker fans or other Sacramento fans, so we are a huge company as far as with San Antonio Spurs. They brought in quite a bit of jobs. They do a lot with the community. And San Antonio is working really hard of trying to bring in a football team and also a baseball team. We do have a soccer team here in San Antonio. So those are the little things that's happening in San Antonio. But, one of the most important things is we are one of the largest military cities in the United States. And people always ask, what's happening with the military? How long do they stay? Well, in the military, we're getting a lot of our military clients staying anywhere from 3 to 5 years in the houses. Yes, they are able to move if they do PCS or they get TDY, but on the most part, our average is between 3 and 5 years. And when the military people leave, the houses are immaculate. And those of you that do not know about the military, they get a housing allowance from the military. So it all depends on what they're ranking. Some of them, if they're colonels or the lieutenant colonels, they get quite a bit of money to rent these houses. And what's nice about it is the government's basically paying the rent for your mortgage. The other thing is that we are seeing quite a bit is the San Antonio is visited by more than 26 million tourists per year. And when these people are coming, not only do they look at investing, but also a lot of people are moving here. I mean, I've had several investors that have been investors of mine for 10, 12 years and have decided to move to San Antonio, sell their properties, and retire very nicely and buying a very nice house, especially like out in the hill country area. I talked about Fort Sam. This is the largest trauma center in the world on Fort Sam. Cost was over $2 billion. So when people ask me, is Fort Sam going to be there in the next couple of years, I think this tells you right here. Fort Sam building over a $2 billion operation. This hospital's trauma center is where a lot of our wounded warriors come going through rehab. So it's a pretty impressive hospital that we have here in San Antonio. And also they bring people in the civilians there as well. I think the most important thing, those of you that know me and that I see, again, quite a bit of you guys still on here that have been with me for a long time, know that the most important thing that I always talk about is the property management. As I told you, being an investor, I have a one-stop shop here, and the most important thing to me each and every day is the property management company. We manage over 800 properties. We have a large bilingual staff, and we definitely need it here in the South Texas area. But what's really unique about my company is we're a family-oriented business. Quite a bit of the Marshall Network, Scott, Ross, and Tanya, Scott and Ross came and visited San Antonio and several years ago, and they were able to see what we're doing here in San Antonio. And that's what really makes up our company, is that we're able to really focus on when you purchase a property, new construction, or a property that might be several years old, we are already marketing these properties for rent. I've had several investors that just closed in the month of January, and they bought a property, and within 3 days, their property was rented out after we closed. And that just goes back into the great team that we have here in our property management. We have a young and aggressive leasing agents. We actually have 4 leasing agents within our property management. Our percentage that we do only for the network is 8% property management fee. We have 4 full-time maintenance crews and no management fee while the property is vacant. And I think the most important thing is on the bottom is our vacancy rates are lower than 1%. So our vacancy rates, what we compare to anyone in the city, is we will match that number against anyone. And what's more important for us is keeping these properties rented out all the time. What makes nice about us is that we have someone working these properties all the time, 7 days a week, 24 hours. If someone's calling at 11 o'clock at night, we're going to have people answering. And the most important thing is that we're answering our phones, because if we're not answering our phones, then what happens is something, someone's just going to go to the next property. And I'll just give you a true story. I was here in my office working on a Saturday, and I had a military client that decided, they called my office line, just went through, didn't call any of the signs or any of the agents, and wanted to see a property. They were PCSing in from Mississippi, and they needed to move and find a house immediately. So I turned it over to one of my agents. They showed the property, and we had a lease signed on Sunday. Our military clients, we approve them on the spot just because of their credentials. If they don't pay their rent, then we can go to their commanding officer. So that's what's so strong about our property management. We're extremely aggressive, and we've got a great team and a family-oriented company. We have our management staff is 13 employees, and that's just to handle our team and our investors. We have them separated into departments. We have our in-house maintenance, which means when our tenants call in for an AC unit when it's 110 degrees weather, we can take care of it the same day. I mean, our goal is to have our tenants taken care of within 24 hours, and that's why our tenants are staying for a long period of time. As I mentioned, one-stop shop. I mean, what's so important with that is that we're experienced professionals to help you find a good investment property. We're able to put a property management team in place. And what that does is, if you imagine yourself buying a property and you are actually closing on it, and then I tell you that, oh, by the way, you're about to close in a couple days, and we have a renter lined up. You're going to say, man, these guys are heroes. And several of you investors that are on here, and I'm looking at it, we have pretty much done exactly what I just told you. Your payment is not due for 45 days. So you're going to be able to recoup that money, the rent, especially if it's a duplex, fourplex. You're going to have rent coming in before your first payment. Now, all of a sudden, you can use that towards closing costs of another property, put it in as money that you can put in just as an escrow that in case something down the road. So that is what's so unique about us, is that we're able to find your property, manage the property, but also we're able to do anything that needs to be done to these properties. After a year or 2 years, a tenant moves out. How fast can we get that property rented out? Between 24 and 48 hours, we can pretty much have a house ready to go. What does that mean for you? Time is money. So every time that a property is sitting vacant, every day it's sitting vacant, you're losing money. $1,000 rent, you're looking at $30 a day. So that's the way we look at it from a property management standpoint. Here's some real nice statistics as far as what's going on in the San Antonio area. Remember that first slide or second slide I showed you, population of over 2.1 million. This was as of July, right around the 2013. You're looking at 2.3 million population, a percentage of almost 2%. New residents of over 43,000. So that is what's going on in the San Antonio area. And what I always ask everyone is, please look and see what's going on. Google San Antonio. If you need any information, Tanya can direct you on anything. We're here to assist you as far as looking for investment properties. If any of you guys want to come into San Antonio, my staff, my team, Jason, Jonathan, myself, we'll pick you up at the airport. We'll show you around. And we actually have been doing that. And we have quite a bit of investors that have been coming down and are scheduled for the beginning of this year to come see San Antonio. Here's another article, San Antonio housing future outshines other Texas markets. If you look at the first underlying, home prices in San Antonio are expected to rise 7.6% between the second quarter of 2013 and the second quarter of 2014. Right now, San Antonio is just extremely busy as far as construction, a lot of development. Those are the things that really make the excitement here in San Antonio. Not only that is the people that are moving here to San Antonio and the growth. The other thing that's happened in San Antonio is that they found oil outside of San Antonio in the smaller cities. And that has brought a tremendous amount of oil workers here in San Antonio and the surrounding areas. And they're basically saying that there's enough oil for the next 30 years between here and Corpus, which is about 2 hours away from San Antonio. Another slide on CNN money, and I think this is pretty neat. You know, if you visit San Antonio before, you're going to really see that San Antonio, it seems like a small town. If you look right in the middle, San Antonio is a big little city, and that is so true. I had some investors come in on the first week of January. We took them around, and they were just really were so excited of how easy it was able to get around San Antonio. And we actually hit all around San Antonio within a day, and they were able to see properties. And that's what makes it nice between here and compared to California, where you're sitting in traffic. San Antonio has actually done a great job with the roads in the city with the expansion. Forbes article. If you look at this right here at a glance, metropolitan population just shy of million. Major industries, defense, healthcare, tourism. Cost of living, looking at about 1.9 above the national average. College attainment, 26.5. And that kind of goes back into San Antonio. We have several colleges here in San Antonio. We have University of Texas of San Antonio. Most of you have heard of UT in Austin. Well, UT in San Antonio is growing leaps and bounds. And I really see that this college is going to be just as big as UT in the next few years. They have brought in a lot of programs, RN programs, doctor programs, and again, we're one of the biggest medical facilities in Texas. So what better place to have a nice college as you would in San Antonio? And we have Incarnate Word, St. Mary's. Those are just some of the other colleges that we have here in San Antonio. San Antonio is also easy access. We have a lot of people live in San Antonio, commute to Austin, San Marcos, New Braunfels. Austin compared, the cost of living in Austin compared to San Antonio is a big difference. So we have a lot of clients that buy properties here in San Antonio and they just commute to Austin, which is about 45 minutes on the outskirts of Austin. Here's a small map of San Antonio, and you're going to see some blocks there that's numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are where the properties that we are going to be showing in the next few slides. As you can see, right there where number 1 is, that's the I-35 corridor that takes you straight through San Marcos, Austin, and into Dallas. And we have the number 1, we're going to have some fourplexes there, located right by Fort Sam Army Base, and then right below that you'll see Fort Sam Army Base and then Randolph Air Force Base right above it. The airport is only about 15 minutes away from most of these properties. And then right on the bottom you'll see Toyota, Palo Alto College, and then you have Lackland Air Force Base. And then people don't realize that we have SeaWorld. We have a Fiesta, Texas here. And you see where USA. So this is a real nice map of City of San Antonio and really where the properties are located. And there's our beautiful Riverwalk. Over the last few years, they've expanded the Riverwalk of about 1.5 miles. You can bicycle on it, run track. Basically, it has a nice track. But I tell you what, the Riverwalk is beautiful, especially during the holidays. Fiesta is coming up in April. If you want to really see San Antonio, come in the month of April, and you'll see Fiesta and just really see what San Antonio is all about here.
Yeah,
what I'd like to
absolutely.
do now is go into new construction multi-units, and this is pretty much why
Kevin?
most of you guys are here on this webinar, so that you can kind of see what's going
Kevin?
on in San Antonio with the new construction multi-units.
Kevin.
Yes, sir.
All right. We wanted to do some fun polls, kind of get everyone interactive, and it's also going to tie into the prize that you'll be giving away at the end. So I want to give everybody the opportunity to learn how to utilize the poll system before we get going any further. Don't want anybody to come back to me later and say, hey, no fair. So we're going to do a couple poll questions. So I'm going to go ahead and launch one of the questions right now. And you'll see the screen. Take your time, select one, and then hit enter. There are no incorrect answers, but go ahead and answer this question. What are the benefits of buying a multifamily unit versus a single-family home? And then select one. Take your time, and I will go ahead and go on to the next. Oh, it seems like a tie right now. Going in between a couple, which is awesome. Okay, you guys are changing your answers. Awesome. I'm going to end the poll now. Perfect. Here we go. This is what you guys all went for. All of the above seem to be the winning answer, and that is correct. So no correct or incorrect. They're all right. So you guys are all awesome. All right. So the next poll is going to be a question that will help you guys. I'm going to wait. Kevin, let me let you do this one first, and then I'll do it right after the next slide.
Okay, great, Tanya. So that's pretty fun doing that. That is exciting, especially with everyone having almost them all right. So great job, guys. As I was talking about, is this property right here is the Retreat over Tama Park. We have two available. They're priced at $460. These are brand new construction located near Randolph Air Force Base. So if you remember that slideshow, this is just about 3 to 4 minutes away from Randolph, about 10 to 12 minutes away from Fort Sam. Great subdivision. Each unit has 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 1-car garage, just about 1,245 square feet. Projected monthly rent, $4,800 per month, and this is actually what we're getting. Projected annual cash flow, $11,051.51, and the projected annual ROI, 17.69. We are 100% rented in this subdivision. The two that we have left, they're going to be about 120 days out, and they will have. Let me see on the next slide here. I'm going to show you. Here's a picture of how they look. Ceramic tile inside has some great characteristics on them. Crown molding on the top. Ceiling fans in the living room. Just an unbelievable fourplex that right now, these are the only areas in San Antonio that you're going to be able to find a duplex like this. Stucco on the outside with stain. You have your stone on the outside. Now, on these fourplexes, we used to have a stained concrete, but we went away from that and started putting ceramic tile on them because we've just had a great demand from our tenants. And what's been nice is that most of these tenants that we have in this area, we have a waiting list right now. Again, we're 100% occupied. So as we're finishing these units, we are normally filling these units between 2 and 3 weeks upon completion, because that all depends on when people are looking at moving in. The next one that we have is 6321 and 6323 Addicts Lane. This property is 100% occupied. It's 100% finished as far as completed. Located in the heart of the medical center. So the monthly rent on it is $24.25 per month. The monthly annual cash flow, $3,138.98. The annual ROI is 13.84. What's nice about this property, it's stucco, has stone, as you can see. They each have a privacy backyard. 100% rented out. Now this one's really unique because you don't see this too much, but if you as an individual purchase this property, you could actually sell off one of these units later down the road if it was paid for, because they have their separate lot and they're plotted separately. This is a corner lot, the very last unit in this subdivision that is available. This subdivision is 100% completed after this unit. And again, here are the pictures. Similar to that fourplex, all the appliances come with this property. Black appliances, a 3, 2.5 bath, 1-car garage. And just a reminder, it is a corner lot.
All right. Hey, Kevin, are you guys up for another poll?
I'm ready for it.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and launch this one. Do you currently own or have ever owned in the past a multi-unit property? Please select one. All right, looks like about 77% has voted so far. If you want to participate, or maybe you stepped away to get a glass of water and that's why. So I'm going to go ahead and close this poll. Oh, now 81. Awesome, 84. Maybe I'll wait for everyone just so you guys can see. All right, perfect. I'm going to go ahead and close it. And I'm going to share. So it looks like a lot of you have not owned a multifamily property before. There are a lot of reasons when I talk to my investors about why they want to own a multifamily. It is either because they've heard it was a good idea or their family owned them. Another big reason is you can only get 10 conventional finance loans, and a lot of our serious investors are up there, like maybe 7, 8 properties, and they're trying to do as much as they can with their money. So, you know, it could be the perfect fit for you. Maybe it could be too overwhelming, but I'll help you through each step. So the next poll we have, I don't know if you guys have your cell phones near you, but I know these numbers are super exciting. Kevin, can you go back to the slide with the highlighted numbers of how much the properties cost and how much annual cash flow they give you? So this one's wonderful. These are great duplexes. You can see the green there, $3,100. And so if you have your calculator, if you were to take the purchase price of this property and times it, so I'm going to let you read this question that I'm just about to launch. With a 25 to 30% down, you know, which one best describes you? So this is interesting because financing is different. I noticed a lot of you guys had put that you had not purchased one before. The down payment changes, and this is a question I get asked all the time is, well, how come it's 25% down? Well, 1 through 4 home loans that you have to put down 25% for over a single family home. Okay, so this is super important. And then if you own over 4 loans, it's going to take 30% down payment for multifamily homes. I'll be happy to go over all that financing with you on our consultation later. All my contact information will be on there, but that's just a fun tidbit to know. So I'll let you guys use your calculators and go ahead and answer the question if you will. That would be awesome. I see votes trickling in. We're at about 64%. I'll give you guys like another 15 seconds tops. All right, awesome. I'm going to close the poll now. And now sharing. So, as you can see, it comes to a pretty close tie, and maybe after me sharing that tidbit of financing, maybe you want to stick with single-family homes. Some people are stuck on wanting those multifamily units, which I don't blame you. That's great too. So it's kind of like a tie between still able and interested to buy and still saving. So everyone's on a different plan. I'm still saving for my next investment property, about 4 months to go. Very excited. All right, Kevin, I'm going to hand it back to you, and then we'll go ahead and everyone's going to have to do the chat to get the little bonus present you're going to give to someone afterwards.
That was excellent, Tanya. Great job. You know, I wanted to piggyback a little bit what you guys just did right there. A lot of questions that we always get from our investors is, how can I accumulate properties with just a minimum amount of loans? And multi-units, duplexes, or fourplexes, that's the best way to go, because you can get more doors, and that's what I always explain to my investors. You get more doors with a fourplex with one loan. So if you really look at it, if you're really trying to leverage the amount of loans you have and get as many doors, if you had 5 loans and you bought 4 duplexes, that's 20 doors instead of single-family homes, and you had 5 loans, you're only going to get 5 doors. And that's what a lot of our investors that own properties, and I see, again, a lot of you guys here own some multi-units or a lot of single-family homes and looking at more doors and buying and looking at duplexes and fourplexes. And what we have tonight is just that for you. This property that is on the screen, when you close, you're going to have a rent check in your hand. One side renting out for $1,250 and the other side renting out for $1,175. And these tenants are moving in this month. So if you close in 30 days, you're already going to have rent coming in. And these leases are 12-month leases. In fact, one of the tenants is actually signing a 2-year lease on it. So it's just really exciting news as an investor. It goes back to what I told you. The property management is the key for you as an investor. Again, there's the pictures of the inside. The next floorplex is in Tesoro Ridge. We have only one available, about 120 days out, and this one is exactly what the other one will be looking at. Brand new construction located near Randolph Air Force Base. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, a 1-car garage, just a little over 1,200 square feet. The projected rent, $4,490. That's actually a true rent of what we're getting on these units. We're 100% occupied in this subdivision as well, and we're getting, our investors are getting a projected annual cash flow of $9,595.06 a year. Projected annual ROI of 16.59. Extremely good subdivision, minutes away from both Fort Sam and Randolph Air Force Base. Now this is what the stained concrete looks like on these units right here. You have the high ceilings, crown molding, all the appliances. All the upstairs have carpet. The kitchens do have black appliances. It has a stove, microwave, refrigerator, and dishwasher. They all have privacy backyards as well. Here's a nice view from Tower of America. I actually sent Jason up there at Tower of America and make him give me a real nice picture. So actually he cheated. He went on the website and pulled it. So, but it sounds good. But beautiful picture of the city at night. Now we went from the new construction. Now these are properties that are existing, that are built. This one in particular is built in 2007, priced at $189,900, minutes away from my office, right in the center between Randolph Air Force Base and Fort Sam Army Base. 2,642 square foot total per building. Each unit has a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1-car garage, nice sized backyard. Monthly rent, $1,770 per month. Annual cash flow of $2,136.93. Annual ROI of 12.58. Next one is located in the northeast section, built in 2007, 15415 Camry Lane, priced at $185,000. Each unit is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-car garage. Now, these particular units we do not manage. We have investors purchase them. Once they close, we just turn it over to our property management company. The annual cash flow on this particular unit is $2,479.43 with a monthly rent of $1,810. Puts it at an annual ROI of 14.03. You actually, on this particular unit, walking distance to the middle school, walking distance to high school and the elementary. 100% occupied in this particular subdivision. Tanya mentioned a few minutes ago about a possible great opportunity for you. Now, this question right here, if you answer it quickly and correctly, the person who answers it first and purchases this evening on one of these units will get 3 months free of property management. And if you purchase a fourplex, you're looking at a value of over $1,300. So the question is, what is this picture of? And Tanya, can you basically let them know, I guess they'll be, okay, there you go. So the question for this one, for 3 months free management, if you purchase one of these units, is what is this a picture of here in San Antonio?
All right. Looks good. Just for fun, go ahead and answer. I would say the first couple of people have already, but go ahead and answer. Why not? It's a fun one. Okay, here we go. I'm going to close the poll. And I'm going to share. You guys got it. Good job. Awesome, awesome. 93%. Very good. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and close and hide. Awesome. So, everybody, this is me. I'm Tanya Lorimore. I'm a real estate advisor here. You know, I look forward to working with you. We're going to go over all of your questions that you had one-on-one, and please take the time, get out a piece of paper and a pen, write down my direct line. I will stay here, actually, until the phone stops ringing, and I do go first come, order. So if you want to email me right now or give me a call as soon as I stop talking because I have to get back to my desk, please do. Otherwise, I will be following up with you tomorrow. I'll send you the recording of this presentation so you could rewatch it and share it with your friends or whoever missed it tonight. And so I'm so excited that you guys got on here. It's the first step to learning, and we'll learn so much more. Kevin, thank you so much. You always do such a fantastic job. Your properties are definitely attractive, as you know, since we've been working with you for almost 9 years now. And people continue to buy and refer their friends. So you're actually having a visitor that was on this evening that's going to come out in the springtime. So I will connect you guys shortly, and have a wonderful night. Anything else you want to say, Kevin?
No, I just really want to thank everybody for attending this evening, and I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to you guys visiting San Antonio. And Tanya, just a great job. And those of you guys who have not talked to Tanya, she does an extraordinary job there and will help you and guide you to anything that you guys need. And once again, thank you for the opportunity to speaking to you guys this evening.
All right. We'll talk soon. Have a good night. Bye.